pack out that midfield, not allow their creative players to get on the ball, put pressure on their midfield. You know, you've got Odegaard just coming back from an injury. I'm not sure how fresh he's going to be, whether he wants to get stuck in. If Ryan Yates is slapped on him, you know, is he going to want to try and get physical with Yatesy? I don't know. But I think you've got to pack that midfield out like we did at Anfield and really see where we can go from there. It was almost a 4-4-2, but the wingers were midfielders who tucked inside. So if you could go with something like that and really make it hard for Arsenal, you know, we're going to have to go to places like the Emirates, and we're going to have to make it difficult for them. You know, we can't necessarily go to a stadium like this and play lovely football and beat them that way. We have to make them suffer. We have to make them work really hard. We have to make them struggle. You know, we have to put them in positions where they don't want to be. Limit the areas that they want to play in. You know, they want to get the ball out to Saka. They want to get the ball into the feet of Odegaard. They want to get the ball, you know, moving in those areas, that right-hand side between Odegaard and Saka, with Ben White, if he is playing sort of on the overlap. They're going to want to try and get the ball there. So we're going to have to really make sure that we're switched on in those positions. And, you know, we can't let them get comfortable in the game. We need to really, from minute one, really hassle and harry and make it as difficult as possible. And then when Nuno sees fit, bring on those players who can come on, add a little bit of something for us going forward, like he did against Liverpool. You know, I'll always come back to that game because I think that was perfect from Nuno. I think everything that he did in that game was to the absolute T, and it was fantastic. And I think you've just got to use that as a blueprint now of how we go forward and how we challenge these sides. And I think going with that, I think, would be really, really helpful for us. The pitch at the Emirates is notoriously quite wide. They like it quite wide to get their players on the width and play the ball across. So we're going to have to be, you know, as the midfielders tuck in, they're going to have to expand in those moments too. So I think the midfield are going to have to do a lot of running, and Nuno's going to have to make sure he gets it right in terms of making sure he doesn't overrun them, overwork them. He takes them off at the perfect moment, like he did at Anfield, and bring in the players who can, you know, challenge something on the break. You look at Alanga, you look at Hudson-Odoi and Jota, players who've got the ability to hurt somebody on the break. So if they can come in when their defence is tiring or when the midfield have done all they can, it offers a little bit of something different for the players to have to deal with. And I think you just got to try and almost replicate what we did against Liverpool. It's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but I think if we want to try and get anything from the game, it's going to have to be something like that. I think you know, got to look at a midfield of potentially maybe Anderson, Yates, Dominguez, Ward-Prowse if he's back. You know, really pack it out and really make sure that we're not allowing much space in there for them to play those intricate passes that they want to do to build up their way up the pitch. And we're going to really have to try and make them think of something different to try and break us down. I've noticed on fantasy football, I've got Ola Aina on my side. He's currently on a yellow triangle, so 75% chance of playing in that one. Picked up a knock, apparently. I don't know how true that is. I feel like if Nuno can, he will try and go for the same back four that he trusts so well with Aina, Milinkovic, Murillo, and Moreno. So if he can play Ola Aina at right back, I think he will. No disrespect to Williams, I think Williams is a brilliant player. I think Aina offers a bit more solidity defensively. Williams is someone who can get forward really well, but I think if he can go with Aina in that right back spot, I think he has to do it for me because I think he's just a fantastic player, and I feel assured with him at right back. He's so quick as well. He can get back against the likes of Martinelli, who we know has got pace in his locker. So I think yeah, we've got to go with that back four for me, and obviously Sells in behind. You know, Sells, he came in, and I think for me, all I've really known about Matt Sells was his time at Newcastle, and a friend of mine really didn't rate him and really wasn't sure on us signing him, but he's been excellent for us. He really has, and he's made that number one spot his own, and credit to him. I think he deserves it. And then I think going forward, I mentioned the midfield, I think going forward, you've got to have Gibbs White in there, who potentially can almost sit in as well and join into a five-man midfield with Mr. Wood up front too. You know, he can score a goal from nothing. That bloke, I think he scored 5 goals in 2 games over the international break. So he's a, you know, I love Chris Wood so much, and he's a man who can feed off of the scraps. You know, he only needs one chance and he scores. I remember I was at the Bournemouth game at the start of the season, the opening day, and he had one shot on target and scored. You know, so he doesn't need warming up. He doesn't need chance after chance like some strikers. Give him half an inch, give him like a sniff of goal, and he's going to find it. So he's going to have to be on his game to try and do that. And I trust him. I really trust him. I think he's a brilliant striker for me. And I hate to think where he would be without him. He probably would be down back in the Championship. I'm not going to lie. He scored some huge goals for us, and yeah, I think he can continue with that against Arsenal. If I had to go for a score line, my heart is saying 1-0. We sneak it, we nick it like we did against Liverpool. My head's probably saying 2-1 Arsenal, but I really hope that my heart is right and my head is wrong. But yeah, really looking forward to this one then. Really looking forward to it. If you look at the league table, we're fourth, they're fifth. We're level on points. They've just got a slightly better goal difference than us. So it's a chance for us to go above them if we do get a win in this one. But yeah, really excited for this one. And I'm really intrigued to see how we bounce back after that loss just before the international break. Will really give an insight to a lot of people, maybe neutrals, of just what we're about. If we can go over to the Emirates and get something, that would be absolutely incredible. And it's mad to me to think that I can sit here as a Forest fan and think, you know what, maybe we could go to the Emirates and actually stand the chance of getting something out of it. You know, I'd be over the moon with a draw, I can't lie, keeping the unbeaten streak away from home going. But we'll see what happens. We'll take what we can get, and hopefully we're sat here after the full-time whistle absolutely brimming with more away points in the bag. But yeah, let us know down below what you think might happen, who you think should start, and all that good stuff. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, thank you for watching. Come on, you Reds. How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal, taking place at the Emirates tomorrow. So yeah, Forest do travel down to the capital to face Arsenal in another away game against the Big Six. We haven't played one of the Big Six at home yet this season. We've played, what is it? We played Liverpool away, Chelsea away, and it's going to be our third facing against Arsenal. And then in the coming weeks, we've got Man City and Man United both away within the same week. So yeah, it's they're all coming, the away games against the Big Six. We've got Spurs at home, I believe, which means that it'll be 5 away, 1 at home out the Big Six. Which, you know what, to be fair, it suits us, I think. Obviously, we are unbeaten away from home in the Premier League this season, which is absolutely fantastic. Given the fact that we struggled so much with away games over the last couple of years, to see us now being so dominant away, or so resilient away from home, is really great to see. We used to be a side that would turn up to an away game and kind of roll over and let the home side sort of have their way, and would sort of accept our punishment and go from there. But under Nuno, we've really worked on it. You saw the back end of last season. We had a couple of impressive victories away from home. I know they were against teams that were already relegated in Sheffield United and Burnley, but still, you have to go and win those games, and we did. So yeah, I think we are in a much better position now away from home than we have been, and it's amazing to see. Arsenal then, I had a quick look at their recent fixtures, and they haven't won in a game in the last 3. They drew with Chelsea last time out, but before that it wasn't until Preston away in the League Cup that they registered the last win. A 3-0 win in that one. I think it was 3 consecutive games that they haven't won for after that, and then even before that, I think it was the 5th of October, so there was another game in between that they didn't win. Back in the 5th of October, like I say, it was Southampton, I believe it was, that they put to the sword and beat at home. So Arsenal not in the greatest of form. I know some of their big players are coming back now. It looks like Martin Odegaard is someone that they've missed so desperately, and it looks like he might be coming back in time for this game. So there's going to be a real boost to them, a real confidence booster for them. But I think, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal come and respond after the international break. Both us and Arsenal didn't win our game before the international break. They drew after a couple of losses in the league, so they're on a little bit of an upward trajectory in that manner, only slightly. We lost, as you know, at home to Newcastle, so I'm really intrigued to see how both teams are going to respond after the international break. Arsenal have been quite, I think they were quite happy to see the international break, gave them a little time to get some of their players back. I did see something, and I'm not sure how true it was, but I did see something that said Ben White might be out, so that could be something for us to have a look at. But yeah, I think they're getting a couple of their players back now. Their main man in midfield, their creative hub, Martin Odegaard. They've missed him so much. They've really missed him. Martin Odegaard. They've looked like a just really void of that spark in midfield that can get the ball and make something happen. And now he's back. We're going to have to be really wary of him. And I think he's a fantastic footballer. I really do. And we're going to have to really keep our eye out on him and make sure he doesn't get on the ball too much. He's not allowed to sort of move the play how he wants it to go and find them pockets to create from. But yeah, look, I think going into this game over the past couple of seasons, we probably would have been thinking maybe fearing the worst. It was an opening day loss last season, and before that, in the first season under Cooper, we got absolutely walloped by them. I think it was like 5-0 away at the Etihad, no, at the Emirates. So look, I think we're more of a scary proposition for a team now when we turn up. They're looking at our defence, they're looking at Murillo, they're looking at Milinkovic, and they're thinking, how are we going to break them down? They're looking at Moreno and Aina with Sells in behind and thinking, it's a really solid defensive unit. What are we going to do to try and break them down? I know Newcastle have kind of given Arsenal a little bit of a blueprint of what to do. But look, I think we're going to be we're not going to be a walkover. They might expect, nice 3 points for Forest away. Forest at home, coming back after this break. A nice way of getting some points on the board. But for me, I think we're much more of a difficult proposition. And I think teams are going to find that out and they're going to, get punished. Liverpool got punished. Chelsea almost did. Managed to get a draw in that one. So look, I think I'm really not sure how to call this one. But I don't think it's going to be a case we're going to get absolutely hammered. But we'll have to wait and see. Sorry about that. Just move that over there. So yeah, look, I think part of me is thinking Arsenal are going to click back into a little bit of form, start a little bit of a run of form, and it's going to come against us. I want to be positive, I really do, and I think we've been excellent so far this season, but that Newcastle loss has kind of knocked me a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, I think going into this game, if we'd beaten Newcastle, I'd be thinking, you know what, we could go and get something here. But I'm really intrigued to see how we respond. That I think this game's really important for us. If you can put in a really solid performance and come away with something, or give them a really good game and run them close, then I think it gives us a bit of confidence to build upon and to sort of almost put our Newcastle game behind us as a blip and keep going. But I think if we go to Arsenal and they put us to the sword and beat us comfortably, then it might make me feel a little bit more worried, given some of the fixtures we've got coming up with Man United and Man City in close proximity and that sort of thing. So look, it's going to be a really interesting one. I'm really intrigued to see how it goes, because I think it's not make or break, definitely not make or break. But I think it's a really important show of character and a real big opportunity for us to stand up and say, actually, we're not here because we've had a fluky good start to the season. We're here because we deserve to be. And I think if we can go to the Etihad, I want to call it the Etihad, go to the Emirates and get something, then I think we can really show what we're fully about. In the way I'd line up, I think you've got to go with something similar to Liverpool.